is the reason for them to join the program. So in order for them to actually go do the testing and get their hours, they have to complete 1,000 hours within the duration of the program.
Okay, and then this section covers attendance and tardies. Due to the mandatory hour requirement, tardiness is not acceptable, and as many as 2 absences can seriously affect their hours. Please understand that if the students do not complete the mandatory 600-hour requirement by May 28th, 2021, they will not be able to progress to Cosmetology 2. So we look forward to working with your child this school year. We're really excited. Even though everything is going to be virtual, we are still excited to work with your children. And that's that.
One thing I do want to add, with them having the Milady Mind Tap curriculum and being able to use that to clock hours, it can either be a great benefit to them or not, because they can, with us being with the distant learning and the distant education, then we will go on there at different times together as a group for them to clock hours, but they will also be able to go on there on their own, and it will be necessary for them to go on there on their own so that they can clock as many hours as they possibly can. So that's can also be up to them, because if they're sitting at home and they want to do something, they want to get ahead, they definitely want to clock hours, they can kind of control that themselves and get on there as much as they want to get as many hours as they would like to. So that's an advantage, because we're not going to have client night right now whenever we open, which we don't know when that will be. They can take advantage of using the Milady Mind Tap curriculum to get their hours and to get extra hours.
Okay. So how will cosmetology be conducted? We've kind of talked about it. It will be virtual. The classes for theory as well as practical will be virtual. We'll be incorporating a lot of technology, technical tools to teach our classes. Of course, for practicals, we would definitely have to use Zoom or something of that nature to ensure that we can properly teach them, and then we can see what they're doing at home for this time while we are on distance learning. Ms. Nelson, you have anything you want to add?
Yes, I think you covered it, but yes, we will be using virtual classrooms. We will be using videos. We'll be using Flipagram. We'll be using Schoology, which is the school's platform that everyone is supposed to be using, along with Mind Tap. And then we will have to do Zoom, or we will have to do Zoom for us to send them videos while we're working together. And then there will be times that they will have to record themselves if they don't finish something during class or things of that nature, where they have to record themselves actually working so that we can look at their technique and see what they're doing. And then we can give them critiques that way and encourage them and correct them that way as well, in order for them to get what they need. So we are definitely going to work hard and work together to ensure that the students are successful with doing their labs remotely.
Definitely. All right. And that was pretty much the sum of the information that we needed to get to you guys today. If you have any questions, we would definitely love to answer them.
Ms. Nelson, check your box, please.
I'm responding right now, Mr. Johnson.
Okay, and there's another question. Somebody asked about getting information in writing, Ms. Smith.
Yes, we can share the link in the chat. Give me just a second.
There's a question about how do they pay the $6.15 fee?
We're going to use the rev track with the school.
Oh,
There is a link on the high school page. And Ms. Nelson, if you don't mind, I can share my screen and show them that.
okay. Please. And can the payment be done today? Yes. What? It can be made today, Ms. Pugh. Can it?
Yes, the link is up.
Okay.
If you look in the chat, I just dropped the link for the parent letter that I shared with you all today is in the chat. So you should be able to click that link to access that parent letter. Please let me know if you have trouble.
It's working.
Okay.
I tried it.
Okay, to make your payment, if you go to the high school page, if you scroll down over on the right-hand side, there's a link that says Make Online Payment. And then from there, you click high school and CTE Cosmetology. And you just make your payment here.
Was everybody able to access the link with the parent letter?
Ms. Pugh, can you drop that link in there for the parents to the high school page?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to go through the chat and answer questions, so please bear with me if you ask the question. I'm trying to answer all of them.
I have a couple of questions, Ms. Nelson. One of
Okay.
if the payment isn't made by the due date, can they be re-enrolled the following month?
The following month.
I think they're referring to, I know Ms. Smith spoke that if they weren't able to make the payment, they would be dropped from the class.
They can't be re-enrolled the following month if they are a freshman. No, I'm sorry. If they are in the 10th grade, then they could, as long as it's spaced, they could re-enroll in the 11th grade year and do cosmetology 1 in the 11th and cosmetology 2 in the 12th. But I would like to speak.
That was to me, it was a private message. So
Okay.
And then I have another question. Can you pay half now and half on the 8th?
Sure. Did we set it up like that, Ms. Gill?
I was just getting ready to say, I don't think I can send a message to them so they can allow you to pay a certain amount, but right now it's just set up for a full payment. but I can send them a notice. That'll probably take a couple days for them to change it, but I can send a notice.
Okay.
Miss Nelson, I don't know who this person is, but it's the BR iPhone.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay, can you message Miss Nelson privately, and then we'll have that conversation.
That's what I was trying to
Okay.
message her.
Then I have another question. For those students that did not complete the hours last semester or last year, they will need to get caught up before starting this year. Is that correct? Or get caught up starting this year?
They will get caught up starting this year because we are going to go back to making sure that they have the hours that they need starting this year so that we can ensure that they're successful with completing their hours. So if they're serious and they were in intro and they did not meet the 150-hour deadline, then they understand that they are behind and that it's their responsibility to get caught up so that we don't have that problem again. Because if they don't have the hours at the end of this year, then they won't be able to move forward because they will not complete the program.
And parents, just so you know, I know somebody asked about the 2-week window. We've had a lot of adjusting with all of our programs. And when I say, I mean from cosmetology, automotive, so it's just not this program, even with the shift from the district, not knowing if we're going to go back, if we were going to be in person, when was the date of going back to school, all of that was changed because originally we were supposed to be back. So it's just been a lot of things going. So yes, I do know this is a 2-week turnaround, but as a director, if you have some issues, just email me and we can work with you on that. But yes, we know is it within a 2-week window, but we can definitely work through some things with you. But I'm sorry it is, but we had a lot of adjustments that we had to make across the board with a lot of programs, especially that everything is going online. And then we have to wait to the state to tell us this is what it needs to look like. So that is why some of the information is just getting to you all. So we do apologize for that. I hope that answered that question.
There any more questions?
Looks like there are 2 people that did not complete the information sheet. So parents or students, if you did not complete the information sheet, please look over in the chat box and click that link. That will also serve as our sign-in sheet.
And parents, if you have any questions, please reach out to us and let us know. Ms. Nelson, you all may want to address that. A parent asked if the school closes again due to COVID, what is in place for the kids to continue their needed hours?
Oh, yes, I can answer that. We're going to be virtual anyway right now, so it's all going to be done virtual. Our class is going to be done virtual in general right now, so if the school does close, we'll still be online. So we'll have everything in place to where we're online.
I think mom, the parent or student, going back thinking about the spring, we're trying to put that things happen in rapidly in certain kids, but kids still were supposed to be getting on My Lady Mind Tap to do their hours even in the spring. I know there was a lot of other stuff that they got paired with other classes, and that will not happen this time. So if they're saying, if the cosmetology teachers are saying they need to get online, your students need to be able to make sure that they are logging in, especially through Schoology. That's in that platform. My Lady Mind Tap will be in Schoology. So all signing in there and getting on there. So they must get online when their teachers tell them to do to make those out, do those hours and do the additional hours. And so if we are ever able to come back in person, of course, we'll start the cosmetology nights, all those kind of things. But until that time, everything is done online. So it is so important that they can get online. And so my other question is going to be, every student, hopefully about October or so, will have a one-to-one device. So if they need something now and don't have it, please reach out to myself or Ms. Pugh so we will know, and so we can help get with technology to get whatever that they may need. But eventually all students, high school students, will have a device. So that shouldn't be a problem in the forthcoming months that they cannot get online, because every student in the high school will end up having a laptop. So for every program, every student, so that should not be a problem in the long run. You know, depending on how long we have to be out for, even after COVID is over, they will still have laptops. So a lot of things that they could do still online. So we want to kind of start thinking about education in a different manner. So good question.
There's another question that says, is there going to be a way for students to do cosmetology on campus when we're allowed to return? And I think Mr. Johnson just answered that, but yes, if and whenever the campus reopens, we will definitely return and start doing our labs at school.
Yeah, and who, Miss Muse, and along with that, if we say we get back and they say, okay, well, you can open the campus partially or whatever, there will be certain guidelines in place for safety reason. Not every student will be able to go at the same time. So it just depends on what the CDC guidelines say and also what the district has in place. But we will make sure that if we are back on campus at any time, we'll make sure that we are adhering to whatever the CDC social distancing guidelines or whatever criteria that they give us. But we won't make any of those decisions until nobody will be on campus, at least for the first 6 weeks we know of right now. So past October, no. After that, I don't know. They'll go back and see. But then with the flu season coming back up in the fall, there's a risk we might not be back in full campus until January. We don't know that just yet. But I do know for the first 6 weeks, there will be no in-person anything taking place. Okay, but as those things develop, we will make sure parents know. You'll either hear from the high school, the district, or whatever, with all of the guidelines. And if you have not, the district is putting out their safety guidelines already on the website, so for you all to read. But good question. Thank you so much.
If there is someone that just joined, and I think someone just joined, there are a couple of links in the chat. There's a link in the chat with an information sheet from Mrs. Pugh, if you would fill that out, as well as there's a link in the chat from Ms. Smith, from Kiara Smith, that has the informational letter that we shared with the meeting today. And there's also a link from Ms. Pugh, I believe, with how you get on RevTrak. Yes. Are there any more questions that we can answer?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I was on the wrong Zoom, so I will be looking for the links. But if I still choose to have Essence do virtual, will she still be able to come on the campus just for cosmetology?
It's all virtual right now. So,
But I mean, for the remainder of the year, like, even does she have to be on, like, going to school, participating on campus in order to still do cosmetology, or would they allow her to just come on only for cosmetology?
Ma'am, I can answer that question right now. And I know you're talking about for the remainder of the year. No decision for that has been made as of yet.
Okay.
So whatever the district decides to do, if they say everybody goes back in January, we all go back.
Got you. Okay.
Right now, there's no definitely one way or the other or hybrid. So right now,
Okay.
everything's virtual.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if we get to a point where we see that there is space and with safety guidelines, where we could bring some of the kids in for cosmetology labs or something like that, we will communicate that directly to you as the parents along with the team.
Okay.
But no,
Okay.
we're not at that point just yet.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes,
Mask up.
ma'am.
Keep us washed. Okay.
Yes. But that was a good question. Good question. Thank you so much.
I guess if there are no more questions, we will stay on the link for a few more minutes. If anyone else wants to hang around and have any questions, otherwise we are done. That concludes our meeting. We really, really appreciate you all. We look forward to working with you and your students this year. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, you can always email us and we will we will respond as quickly as possible, and we are here to partner with you and your children for whatever their cosmetology needs are. So if anyone has any more questions and they want to hang around, we will be here. If not, we appreciate your time. Thank you, and we look forward to having a student.
Is it Miss Creighton? Somebody at Creighton said they did their payment, but they can't print the receipt. Miss Pugh will get you something.
Yes, we can pull it on our end.
Okay, ma'am, we can pull it on our end and send it to you.
Okay, so since I missed everything while waiting to get on to the sophomore meeting, that's actually not until Wednesday, is there, don't laugh, I know, I'm rushing off
It's
work.
okay.
Yeah. I'm like, why is there no host? Why is there, I was like, oh, that says Wednesday. I know there's one today. So then I came, so I missed everything pretty much. I heard you say something about some links in the chat. So I'm trying to see, is that, so if I click all the way on the bottom to the right, that'll give me all of the links, or is there an email?
Y'all going to redrop them for her because she's not going to be able to see the links when she came in.
I think
Miss
I'm going
Future,
to drop
going.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to drop the links. The most important link for you to fill out is the information form. So that way, if you miss anything, we can send you everything else. So
That would be great. Okay, so let me pull over
first, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so let me hold on. I was driving, so I'm pulling over again so I can see. Look, I didn't even realize I had for Zoom and stuff. I had to download the app, so I'm sorry, y'all. That's why my baby laughs at me. I'm
You
old.
good?
Okay, so let's
Miss
see.
Nelson,
Okay.
there's another question.
I'm yes. Okay, so there's a question that says, will the students be expected to purchase additional items after they pay the $615? Not anything major. Typically, they may do, if we do eyelashes, they may need to get eyelashes because we can't put everything in the kit. So they may get eyelashes and glue while we're doing eyelashes, or they may have to get $2 rinses when we're doing the color wheel, things of that nature, but it's nothing else major that they will have to purchase after they buy the kits. And it will be the other things that they purchase throughout the year happen like sporadically during different times, and we'll let you know like a couple of weeks before, but it's only little things that they have to run and get for certain little small projects.
Okay. So is there, okay, I'm sorry, I hear somebody typing. So as far as clocking and the links And the links that's on there, it'll tell us how to clock in her hours,
She's
right?
she's gonna clock her hours in once she joins the program and we start school and we get their curriculum, then she'll be clocking
Okay.
hours with Milady Mind Tap as well as with logging into class with Schoology
Okay.
assignment. So it'll
Okay. I know we had. Uh-oh. It's freezing up. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry, it was freezing up. I was saying because I know we had issues once in March or whatever with trying to make sure her hours and we were logging in and all of that. So okay.
yes, which in March they did. They were using Milady Mind Tap, which is the same curriculum that we will be using for their hours, but it should be a little bit better just because it won't be a trial membership,
Got you.
will be an actual purchased membership. So it should work. I'm hoping and praying that it will work.
Yes.
Should. Because we do use it all the time, and we normally have been really successful with the Mind Tap curriculum.
Okay. And as long as she received a P or a pass or whatever, she has the initial hours necessary for introduction, and correct, from her freshman year?
No,
Not
ma'am.
not necessarily. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Smith.
I was just gonna say she passed the class with her grade, but it doesn't necessarily mean that she had all of the hours that she needed. Um,
Uh-oh.
and that's what we were saying earlier. It just, if they don't have all of the hours that they need, which was 150 hours by the end of intro, then they'll just have to really make sure that they are logging into Milady Mind Tap and just taking advantage of the fact that they can control how many hours they're getting by using that platform.
Okay.
So she'll
Okay.
just be paying catch up. So
Got it. Okay.
But we
Because I
can
know I was getting emails, so there's a way that I can go log in through the national website or whatever to see how many hours she actually has, or
yes, you can,
okay,
and we can help you with that as well. So if you need us to look
okay,
or meet with us privately for her, we can do that, and we can get you caught up
okay,
information from the meeting, anything that you missed, and answer any specific questions that you have when you have a moment to sit still instead of being
yes,
on the road. So we can definitely, if you just email one of us, we can get with you and get that taken care of and make sure
okay,
what's going on.
Miss
I
Craig,
will.
please check your email.
And then how will students receive the kit? Would that be by mail or will they pick it up from the school? They will pick it up from the school. We'll have some type of check-in process or check-out process where the students can come up, they'll select a time and they'll be able to come get their kits once they come in, once they're delivered.
Will this always be the same Zoom link? I don't think so. I think we will probably set up different links if and when we have other parent meetings. Let's see. Did we get all of the questions?
I think so.
Do you all have any more questions for us?
And if so, feel free to just unmute yourself. You don't have to type it in the chat.
Okay. Okay, so I'll be emailing you, Miss Smith or Miss Nelson, to see what all for Essence. Cause okay, thank
Okay.
you. I do apologize again, but we'll get on top of it and do whatever needs to be done. But the payment has to be the 6/15 has to be paid by the first week in September.
Yes, ma'am, if possible.
Okay,
Wonderful.
okay, okay. We look. She warned us about this last year. I just kind of didn't think it was gonna still be 6/15 since they were at home. Okay, we'll
Right.
get on top of it. Look. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Creighton. Thank you, thank you. Well, I guess if no one else has any more questions, we are going to go ahead and conclude. But if something comes to mind, please feel free to email us or call us and we will answer your questions.